Hello everyone, this is Earth 8567. Last week we formed the high energy unit Mikotoi. A unit full of energy, quirkiness, hopes, and dreams. This week we will be doing our first audition. I also need to decide on their song. I wonder what other things could happen this week.
Ohio. 担当アイドルより早く出社するとはなかなかいい心がけだな。感心感心。
Good morning, President.
後ほど音無君から説明があると思うが、今日はデビュー曲を決めてもらうぞ。そしてその曲でオーディションに参加し、ぜひ合格を勝ち取ってほしい。
Yes, we'll do our best.
それと今日はリスコ君たちが出社するはずだから、もしあったら挨拶しておいてくれたまえ。
Itsuko-san?
秋月リスコ君は君と同じプロデューサーだ。君より年下だが、仕事の上では少し先輩になるね。彼女がプロデュースしている竜宮小町というユニットは、水瀬伊織君、三浦あずさ君、二見亜美君からなる、現在我が事務所で最も人気のあるユニットだよ。
I see, Ritsuko and the others are one step ahead of us, both as producers and as units, aren't they?
リスコ君自身も元アイドルだったのだよ。とても見どころのある子だ。追いつき追い越せで頑張ってくれたまえ。
Yes. Now, before everyone writes, I better think about today's activity schedule. Somebody just opened the door and walked in. Is it someone from the unit? Huh? Who is this girl? She's really cute, but...
どちら様でしょうか。もしかして私たちを見に来てくれたレコード会社のこと？
No. Well, I'm a new producer. I'm going to be working in this office.
新任の？
Yes, that's right. And you are?
紛らわしいところにいるんじゃないわよ。新入りなら新入りらしく、とっとと仕事を探しに出かけなさい。
I'm sorry.
あらあら、いおりちゃん、どうかしたの？そんなに大きな声を出して。あら、あずさん、どうもこうもないわよ。この新入りが偉そうにしてたから、少し気合い入れてやったわけ。もう、新人さんには親切にするものよ。安心してくださいね。うちはとてもいい事務所ですから。
Okay.
私もお手伝いしますから、ぜひのびのびと活動して立派なアイドルになってくださいね。
What? A great idol?
あずさお姉ちゃん、朝から大ボケだよ。この兄ちゃんは多分アイドルじゃないっしょ。あら、あみちゃん、だって今新入りさんだっていおりちゃんが。新入りは新入りでも、ほら前に社長が言ってた若年寄りの便箋プロデューサーだよね。
One after another, I didn't know these girls, yet they're all really cute. But who the hell are these girls?
それを言うなら若手の敏腕プロデューサーでしょ、アミ。うろ覚えでわけのわからないこと言わないの。すみません、お騒がせして。私はプロデューサーの秋月律子です。あなたのことは社長から聞いてますよ。
Oh, I've heard about you guys too. That means these are produced by Ritsuko senpai.
はい、竜宮小町です。さあ、出かけた。のんびりしてるとまた新人の頃の人気に逆戻りよ。
冗談じゃないわ。あんな暮らし二度とごめんなんだから。あずさ、あみ、行くわよ。
まったく世話の焼ける。私がアイドルだった頃はもうちょっとマシだったと思うんだけど。
Oh, by the way, Ritsuko senpai, you were also an idol before, right?
ええ、つい最近まで。 で、それよりその律子先輩ってのをやめてもらえません？肩が凝りそう。仕事仲間なんだし、それに多分あなたの方が年上ですよね。ですから律子って呼んでくれていいですよ。敬語もくすぐったいから普通に話してください。
Okay, yeah, I understand. Well, it's nice to meet you too, Ritsuko.
はい、よろしく。私たち同じ事務所の仲間であり、ユニットとしてはライバルでもあるわけだけど、そうやって成長していきましょう。あ、やだ、もうこんな時間。私も出かけなきゃ。それじゃあ。
Oh, they're gone. That was a lively crowd. Yugo Komachi, I'll do my best not to lose. Oh, really? I should tell you more about Ryugu Komachi, right? Well, fortunately, Otonashi-san gave me a video to watch, so let's pop it in and see.
社長、そんな怪しい勧誘はやめてください。不審な事務所だと思われちゃうじゃないですか。うちの社長がすみません。大丈夫ですよ。ナムコプロは変な事務所じゃありませんから。人手不足なのは確かですけど、すでに1名優秀なプロデューサーが在籍しています。それでは我がナムコプロきっての頭脳派秋月律子プロデューサーからのメッセージをご覧ください。
秋月律子です。プロデューサー志望の皆さん、こんにちは。私もここに至るまで紆余曲折あったけど、なんとか夢を叶えて今はプロデューサーやらせてもらってます。私がプロデュースを担当している人気急上昇中のアイドルユニット竜宮小町をご紹介します。
女は天下の周りのしびれるくびれ言わぬが花と毎日見る決めたる体甘く見たらばまさかさま fly away
おっと、まだ入社前のあなたに見せられるのはここまでが限界ね。続きは仕事を始めてからのお楽しみってことで。それじゃ一緒に働ける日が来るのを期待して待ってますよ。
The little devil idol herself, Yuri Minase, is the first member we'll talk about. She's the daughter of corporate CEO who was acquainted with former President Junichiro Takagi. She's the kind of people she doesn't know or really care about, especially to her fans. Or to her fellow idols and producers, she has a sharp tongue and quick to judge people. However, she doesn't like to be embarrassed, making her a true Sunday-type character. She has two brothers as well as a mother, but we know nothing about her. Yuri has one brother in America as an exchange student, and her oldest brother, Kaoru, is in Europe doing business. Her stuffed bunny toy, affectionately named Yusa-chan, can be seen on her arm, though much rarer now than it used to be. She's multilingual, speaking Chinese, French, German, Spanish, and fluent English in addition to Japanese. Good luck slipping one by her. Darn! She can't actually cook, though. It looks terrible, but looks are not everything, as it's actually very good. Yuri is actually capable of using firearms, according to one of the drama CDs. Yuri will almost listen to Ritsuko, as when they first met, Ritsuko scolded, yelled, and punched Yuri to the point of her crying. Her best friend is Yayoi, though it isn't explained how they met. She is a favorite idol of Tekken series director and general manager at Bandai Namco Entertainment, Katsuhiro Harada. Maybe we should talk to him later about getting the series over. I mean, hey, we can talk about Yori together. She also has a dog named John Valjean. Maybe I should try singing One Day More to her. Azuz is a 21-year-old, very lightheaded, directly challenged, slow-paced, big sister character in 765 production. She debuted right after junior college. Join 765 Pro to find her special destined person in her life. He's very flirty and will target the producer. Her family has her grandparents, her parents, and herself. She gets along very well with her mother, but she makes Azusa upset by criticizing her to act her age and stop relying on her parents for the rest of her life. Azusa deeply hates being touched inappropriately because she works very hard to maintain her body in shape for reasons. She can joint lock you if you still want to touch her. She will also deeply hate anyone who insults producer. Azusa is also always on Chihaya's good side, and Azusa is very attached to Chihaya, and Chihaya seems to react positively to that. Azusa's hair went from black to a blue shade in the original series, then to purple, and as of now ranges from blue to dark purple. She also has a small brown dog, but we don't know much about it, and we've only seen a loading screen. But as long as she has that dog, she won't get lost with her little friend. Or any other dog she happens to be walking. Here comes the other Tokuchi twin. Ami's the younger twin of the two. Ami lives with her parents and her twin sister Mami. Ami says that the younger twin is confirmed as in Dan Kitsu 2010 with the lyrics, "I'm Ami Futami, her little sister." Hey, this means, could it be, I'm a little sister character? Can you tell in the video which one is Ami and which one is the older sister Mami? It's all in the hair. Mami has her ponytail to the left. Left is A, right is M. A is before M when reading the alphabet from left is right. So Ami's still left. Ami also has a love of doodling and scribbling on the walls. For the twins together, they are actually afraid of Ritsuko Akizuki because they can cause such a ruckus in productions. Ritsuko will actually scold the twins and punish them by making them do chores around in the office until they learn their lesson. They also have no respect for anyone except for Takane, especially elders. And they will talk to the other party in a very informal manner as they talk to a friend until the other person scolds them. Though they seem to be attached to their producer, often asking if they can spend the night with him or take them out shopping on their days off. The reason why I call them the Tokuchi twins is because they like to do a little bit of mispronouncing with their lyrics. Instead of saying Tokuchi Chiche, it's a Tokushi. Just melt me down to nothing in Asian Yoru no Yuku. And it is a fan nickname. They also like to go Gomae, it's a Go My A on Go My Way. And yes, you are seeing the exact same thing almost as the first one. Play Spot the Difference on your own time. Feel free to pause and go back to episode 1 and play Spot the Difference. There's very few. The last idol we have to talk about is Ritsuko herself. Yes, she actually used to be an idol. She worked at Sunny 65 production office as an intern after graduating from high school. However, since the agency was low on budget and had too few idols, she decided to debut herself, taking matters into her own hands. Ritsuko's family consists of herself, her mother, and her father. Her parents share the same traits as Ritsuko, being businesslike and hardworking. While Ritsuko handles 765 Pro, including some paperwork, producing idols, being an idol in any business the company needs, her parents actually own a shop in the city. She is business heavy and will come scold you if you are slowing her down in her work. It makes sense that her dream is to become a manager of a business corporation one day. She almost never takes her glasses off. Rarely she'll let her hair down. There is a card in Million Live where she does have her glasses off. Also, some costumes will move her glasses to her head instead of her eyes. And also in Life for You, she'll lower her hair when wearing pajamas. Zuko is known by her schoolmates having outstanding leadership skills. She also has some MMA skills, including in the drama CD, where she takes down a couple gang members. Remind me not to get in her way. It sounds like she can mess me over hard. And yes, you can take a look and see that what's been going on with the whole videos and everything. I'll get into those later. But as they have no image songs, I did pick some very specific songs for them. I'll explain them later on when we get to a proper time too. So now I'll meet you back in the main. Good morning, everyone.
誠くんに頼まれてたすっごくブリブリのスカート手に入れたよ。後で渡すね。
やりー、ありがとうミキ。ひひ、ブリブリのスカート楽しみだな。
弥生は今日も元気だね。後でミキの眠気をあげるから代わりに元気をもらうの。じゃあミキさんには眠気をって吹き飛ばしちゃうくらいの元気あげますね。みんな聞いて聞いて。今日のミキたちのスケジュールはプロデューサー発表しての。
Oh, actually, I'm going to ask everyone to audition for a music show this week. If you pass, you get to appear on TV for the first time since the unit was formed. Let's all put our minds to it and do our best. Also, I'm going to decide everyone's debut song for the audition. By the way, Otanashi-san didn't tell me about the debut song yet. But I want to start producing as soon as possible, so should I just skip the explanation? What do you think? Yes. Time is money. Sorry, Otanashi-san, but let's start on our debut song. Defaultly, we have... I believe it. The number will pop up in a sec. 20 songs to pick from. You can see the BPM count. BPM is beats per minute. It does affect how many beats you get in the song and how fast. You can see the type of song. We have colors, red star, yellow star, and blue star. They refer to our status image. I'm going to pick the songs because, well, you know. Now, songs that are special. Later on, we will be picking the following songs. Mason Mind. This will be our third song. The fourth song is Kimari Kimari. And the last song will be Relations. All three of these, if I just saw correctly, are blue. This will become vital later on. These three specific songs have to do with our idols and have an effect. I'm thinking what to pick for the next one. The only song that's off limits is Ready, because that gets claimed a lot. But the first song we'll pick will be I Like Hamburger. There are reasons. Yes, please, confirm.
ミキたちこの曲を歌うんだね。
ひいい曲ですね。やる気出てきました。
やる気出てきちゃいました。
I think I decided on our debut song. Next is the schedule.
おはようございます。プロデューサーさん、今週はいよいよオーディションに挑戦ですよ。
Yes, I like to pass the audition and appear on TV.
ええ、私も陰ながら応援してますので頑張ってください。あ、そうそう、挑戦していただくのは新人アイドルの登竜門と呼ばれる歌番組「ザ・ デビューのオーディションですから、スケジュールに入れておいてくださいね。
Okay, got it. Okay, let's choose a schedule. Which we already know what we're picking. By the way, I picked I Like Hamburger because it's a fast song at 192 beats, it's the fastest one in the game. We're restricted to this. This will be the last week we're restricted, so next week we will be having a full in-depth tutorial on this. For now, we're just going to put the debut. You can see it's 3 blocks. 3 blocks, all our time is used. We can't do anything else even if we wanted to. And we're forced to do it. Luckily, it's a free entry. And it's a national audition. So, let's get going, shall we? Now, shall I pick out a stage caution before we leave? Do I want to change it? Nah. Oh, I'll just go with what we have. Alright, we're going to do audition today.
それじゃみんな行こう。
Now let's work in the capital area of the home ground. Let's all do our best in today's audition. Oh boy, audition time, woo! Oh, gust of wind. Is this a sign of some new idols? Is it a sign of the birth of some top idols? Or something like that. Okay everyone, good luck in your first audition.
思いっきり頑張ってきます。
ガツンと合格してみせますよ。ヒヒ
ミキ、今日はいつもより頑張っちゃうの。みんなできっと勝ってくるからね。
Yeah, you got it. Do your best. Alright, I'm ready. Oh, it looks like the show director is here. We've been waiting for you, Mikatoy. We're going to need 3 more units for our show. If you don't mind, can you tell me what the image you're looking for in this program? Yes, the image our show is looking for. Total Buff-O-Matic. Of course, I'm sure you'll be fine, but I'll be doing the audition, so good luck.
みんな気合を入れていくの。3、2、1。
Did you catch that at all? Yes, this is a mini game. You have to figure out what she said during that cutscene. There are ways to tell by looking at her lips. It's either touch or fight on. Now, because it seemed a little long, and the way she moves was open for a little bit, closed, and then open for a little bit longer time, I should say, not long time, I can tell you it's fight on. While I'm getting background pics, there should be a little thing that tells you what they are. Fight on! Okay, I'm feeling good. I have a feeling we're going to be in great shape today. Let's go over the points of the audition, shall we? Which I'm about to do in a few seconds. So, no thank you. Oh, no, it's okay. We'll keep going. Alright, here's a primer on the audition. We had the score in the upper left. Below that, we had the voltage meter. To the right, we have a place and director mark. And below that, we have appeal, which we can change who's going to appeal with L1. And a memory bomb counter. The place tells us how we're doing compared to other units, or how close we are to actually being the score we need to beat. And the director will say some things that, well, don't help. Your score is the only thing that determines your place. There's a target score to beat for each audition, which means the scores are not randomized. If I tell you it's 4,000 approximately, you need around 4,000. Which means if you can get around 4,000, you're probably going to get the win. As you hit notes, you'll raise your voltage as well as your score. When it is full, you can use a burst appeal, which is that green bar being full. It will even tell you burst appeal hit R1. This is where Unity comes into play. Your burst score is determined by the following. Burst appeal score equals Unity score times interest multiplier times 2. For example, 130 points for a 50 times 1.3 interest rate times 2, which shows 2.6 on the actual thing. Memory appeal. Use X to boost your scores if you hit all 3 notes at the same time. Square, triangle, and circle. After that, you'll get a few notes at an automatic score, and you get a few beats to recompose. It also really helps your voltage. We'll talk more about this in the closing remarks for Unity, Memory, and Image. Page 2. As the song plays, the 3 circles will enlarge emanate from the button. At the bottom of the screen, you can see at the bottom, I got the 3 circles, the emanating wave, and you can see that they're each marked. Each button is tied to a stat. Square is dance, triangle is visual, circle is vocal. The higher the stat, the higher the value of that note. Okay, if your visual is 100 and your vocal is 50, you're going to get a lot more for the visual than the vocal. In the example I have, if visual skills totals 123, you get 128. 123 times 1.04 and round it up. There is no wrong button to hit at any time. This isn't one of those rhythm games you have to hit them right in order. There is no wrong button. You can hit square as many times as you want before you move over to triangle. You just gotta hit to the beat. Doesn't matter which one, you just get to the beat. Now here's where the game turns it on its head. Just like a fighting game, if you use the same move over and over, notes tend to go stale if you hit them over and over, lowering the interest rate of that note. The interest rate are the 3 numbers at the bottom, 1.10, 1.04, and 1.13 in the image below. During the song, you're going to see them fluctuate. 1.5 is the max. I do forget the minimum. I've seen low as in the 20s, but I usually never go below 1.7, if I remember correctly. You can raise the interest back up by hitting the note to its left. Okay, dance will raise your visual, visual will raise vocal, vocal will wrap around and raise dance. Which means if I hit visual, vocal's rate will go back up. It's one of those rock, paper, scissors things. Timing is shown in 3 levels. Perfect, it gives you for the full points. Good, you get 60% of the points you would have gotten. Which means it's a 60% penalty, and you also lose any combo you might have. I'll talk about combos in a second. Bad, you will lose a couple of points, about 1/10 of your interest rate. So if I hit dance and got a bad, it'd be minus 11 points. If you miss, you get nothing. You don't get thing telling you missed the note. You don't get points. You don't lose points. And your combo is forgotten and null. Only perfects count for your combo. Anything else will break the combo. Timing is a lenient Pokemon Go style of hitting the circle as big as possible. You'll see I will get a lot more perfects than anything. It's not too hard to do. You'll play about 75% through the song, and after that the game will go into an auto mode, where the 3 circles at the bottom will disappear, and they'll just dance. You can get a little more time with a well-timed burst in case you are very close to passing, but you're just not there. If you have a gold crown by the director, you succeed. You've won the audition. The director will change his remarks when you do qualify. But they're not really useful, and they're not translated for us, but it's mostly just, oh, I'll remember your name, Mikutoi, or give me more dance, give me more visual, give me more vocal. Even if that's your worst stat, sometimes they'll just do that. So yeah, I really don't consider him useful. There is more to this, but this is a primer, and this is all you need for now. Audition information, Sakura TV, the debut, participating units, 30 groups, successful entries, 3 groups, 4,000 to rank in. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. As you can see, here comes the wave. You can see how I'm trying to hit at the maximum I can. There are effects that are going on, but it doesn't really matter. The song, by the way, is expressing your love as if it was a hamburger. Yes, me dressed herself as an American girl, I know. You see I just used a memory bomb. It hit all 3 and it was bad, poor judgment, so I just lost a whole bunch of points. You see my chain keeps getting broken. I'm hitting the wrong button, which is actually reducing my score, but we got the gold crown. You cannot fail this audition. If you get under 4th, it'll still count as you got 3rd. So it will boost you. Now here's the voltage max. You can use the memory appeal. And I did poorly. Number 1, look. I'm getting less points. Yeah, I do not have very high unity at the moment. So that's another hampering. I should have waited until the end of the song. But, well, show you what can go wrong is important. You can see how I'm just trying to bounce between 2. But you can see I'm not doing very well at all. However, we are doing enough. We're almost there, getting close to the end of the song. By the way, you notice I did not change for Miki at all for this appeal session. So not only did she do the memory bomb, she also did the actual appeal. I should tell you that the memory appeals will be discussed, and there is an exact combo for everybody, so don't worry about it. We've already gone to the automatic mode, and we have passed 2nd place. We only needed 4,000 to qualify as 3rd, so that's all we needed. We didn't need to be perfect, we just need to do okay. We will do better on week 6. This is just showing at early stages how you can qualify. And we get one of my worst performances for this song in this starting week. It's okay though, I'm not mad. That's Miko Toy Style? You've passed the audition! Now please prepare yourself for recording as soon as possible. After the song, you can go in, actually watch the actual video of them on stage. And yes, by hitting the square, triangle, circle, I can pop those circles in the loading screen. It's a little fun thing. We have an auto cam though. You can hit select to turn this on. You can actually change the camera to auto, up, and long. So it's mid, so you can get photos. By hitting triangle, square, and circle, you can change between members, first being leader, second being our second member, third being our third member. By hitting R1, we can take a photo. And if we really want to get cheeky, we can do one other thing. Do you guys remember what we can do during the actual song? We can hit X and do an appeal. And in fact, we get an infinite amount of them. However, we could get an accident, and it'll show an accident with one of our members. I'm going to try to get one, because this is a demo tutorial. If I don't, then don't worry about it. And yes, you can also burst appeal. So yeah, you get this for free, but you only get one of those. You can also quit the song if you want, but don't do that, it won't save if you do. Once you're done, you can hit select and you're done. Don't worry, that screen will not save. You're not that evil. But that's all we had to do. It was very funny that we used the Kuma-chan pocket. So we're talking about burgers, and Kuma-chan burger is a property in the game. In fact, you may have noticed the Yoi's workout shirt has Kuma-chan burger on it. Her first CD has that same burger in the photo. Yeah. The jokes keep on coming. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the song. And now we get into the fun stuff. We can save a copy of the video when the game saves. We now go into the photo menu, which I did not know even existed until Once for All came out in English a little bit because of the fan translation. We have 4 options we can do. We can hit X to view a photo. Which one should I show off next? Probably square, which allows us, if I do it right, It allows us to look at our album, if I remember to do it. Me, stop playing around and hit the button. You can see all my prior performances that I've saved. I didn't save all of them, and you do have a limited amount of slots, but you can see that you have a photo album. So if you really have a photo you like, you can keep it, you can delete it, you can copy it, I think. But yeah. I won't be fooling around with that too much. Now, circle will exit you out of this menu. Here's one other button I have to hit. Triangle. That's not yeah, that is triangle. I say that's not triangle, but yeah, that is. You can see the little spinny icon in the bottom right. Save icon. So yeah, you can actually save your photos, and that's how you save them to your playthrough. When the playthrough ends, that's the only memory you're going to have of them, so make sure if you want to keep anything, you do so now. That's my one warning to you. Because yes, this is an arcade style. When you finish the 55 weeks, no matter how they look, no matter how well you did, your play file gets deleted. But the cash you have will carry over. As well as any items you bought. You just don't get to play with the same idols and have the same experience as last time. That's the one arcade thing about this, but it's not too bad. Honestly, you probably would play with the same 3 girls over and over if you're speedrunning or trying to get an EIA or trying to get a certain ending. So, not too much of a problem. But you don't know what you might do better next time. With that, we're done with this menu. Yeah, it may not have been perfect, but it was pretty good, right? At any rate, I'm glad we were able to appear on TV. I guess it's a relief. Who is that guy? Wiki, your speech is getting weird. Let's not worry about it too much. Anyway, let's get back to the office as soon as possible. The boss is waiting for us with his head held high. Getting that money. Getting fan attention. Oh yes, I'll explain that later on. Trust me, there'll be a good primer on that. I'll explain this menu in week 6 when it becomes important. Notice I am trying to only explain things when they become important, not before or after. Because I don't want to overload you. Here's our song menu. We can see our first song is currently being produced. I'll explain a lot more later. We can see our score is 14,760. Take note of that for now. Trust me, this menu will be translated later when it becomes important. For now, just note that we have it and it's now unlocked. And now we can look at the title screen for I Like Hamburger as much as we want. Doesn't it look delicious? Here's how we're doing. Like I said, these menus will be translated at the same time. I am taking a photo of them for posterity because I will be needing them soon. So yeah, don't worry about me. Like I said, all this will be explained in a few. I'm glad we did a good job this week.
Audition, お疲れ様。テレビ中継を見ていたよ。なかなかの反響だったね。この調子で頑張ってくれたまえ。
Yes, thank you.
ここでみんなに大切な話がある。疲れているところすまないが、ちょっと集まってくれないかな。
え？社長が僕たちに改まって話なんて珍しいですね。いつもバカ話しかしないのに。ねえね
え、話が終わったら頑張ったご褒美に美味しいものを買ってほしいな。
いいかな？ ではよく聞いてくれたまえ。君たちには1年後に発表されるアイドルアカデミー大賞の受賞を目指してもらいたい。
私たちがアイドルアカデミー大賞を目指すんですか？
アイドルアカデミー大賞は厳正なる審査を経て真のトップアイドルと認められた者のみに贈られる名誉ある賞だ。才能と努力でアイドル界の頂点、その最高の極みに到達した者以外は決してその賞を手にすることはできないだろう。スタートしたばかりの君たちにとってはあまりに遠い目標と思えるかもしれない。しかしこの世界の厳しさは君たちもよく知っているだろう。正直言ってユニットを結成してから1年で結果が出ないようなら先は見えている。
社長の言う通りかも。1年って割と長いもんね。
そこで君たちには1年以内にアイドルアカデミー大賞を獲得するという強い決意を持って活動してほしいのだよ。わずか1年という短い期限だが、私は君たちならば不可能ではないと思っている。どうかな？
I see it won't be easy, but I mean, we have Miki and she's a little, you know. Which one should I decide! Sir, respectfully?
やってみたいの。アイドルアカデミー大賞取ってみたいって感じ。
You can't be that casual, you know. Miki, you have no idea how hard it is to win the IA award. No. Okay, what am I supposed to do now? I'm freaking out. I'm going to get to the top with them.
みんないい目をしているね。それでこそ私が見込んだ若者たちだ。アイドルアカデミー大賞を獲得するためにはまず有力候補としてノミネートされる必要がある。
ちなみにアイドルアカデミー大賞にノミネートされたかどうか結果がわかるのは40週目です。つまりその時点で有力なアイドルになっていなければそれまでということなんです。
I see. We don't have time to relax.
そうだね。ただ時間というものは常に皆に平等に与えられている。彼女たちの時間を有効に使えるかどうかはプロデューサーである君次第というわけだ。一つしっかり頼むよ。
Yes?
プロデューサー、一気ね。あんまり忙しすぎると嫌だけどそこそこやる気あるからよろしくなの。
This is more responsibility than I expected.
まあいきなり1年後の話をされてもピンとこないだろう。当面はディスコ君たちの竜宮小町に勝つこと、それを目標にしてはどうかな。
リツコたちを目標にするんですか？
社長、それって竜宮小町のみんなは負けてもいいってことですか？もしそうなら私。
そうではないよ。私の正直な希望は君たちも竜宮小町も共にアイドルアカデミー大賞を受賞することだからね。しかし勝負の世界は厳しい。現実にはどちらか一方しか勝者にはなり得ないだろう。だからこそ君たちには共に競い切磋琢磨してお互いを高め合ってほしいのだよ。私は君たちのどちらにもアイドルアカデミー大賞を取れるだけの力があると信じているからね。
Understood. So if you want to win the IA Grand Prix, you have to beat Ryugu Komachi as well.
そっか、ひよりちゃんたちを追い抜くのが最初の目標。大丈夫かな？
今はリツコたちの方が僕たちより上を行ってますよね。でも根性で金星あげたいところです。
今から本気出せばミキたち竜宮小町に追いつけるんだよね。なら頑張るの。
ただアイドルアカデミー大賞を目指すにあたって一つだけ気がかりなことがあってね。
What is it?
黒いプロには十分注意してほしい。ナムコプロと何かと因縁のあるプロダクションでね。
961 Pro, I'm not sure if that name was mentioned on the first day or not.
実は黒いプロの黒い社長と私は浅からぬ縁なのだよ。若かりし頃はプロデューサーとして張り合い、今はプロダクションの社長としてライバル関係にある。まあ芸能プロとしての格も資金力も向こうの方が随分上なのだがね。
President's rivals?
黒いというやつはこう昔からしつこい性格で、とにかく私が目障りで仕方ないらしい。それゆえ君たちのことも敵視するだろうし、力でねじ伏せようともしてくるだろう。君たちには苦労をかけてすまないが、彼と黒いプロには十分気をつけてくれたまえ。
Yes, I understand. We can't lose the pressure of a major office.
そうか、頼もしいな君たちは。それでは来週もよろしく頼むよ。
Well, now that everyone's gone, I think I better head home for the day.
ああ、君ちょっと待ってくれたまえ。
Hey, what's going on? What's wrong?
いやいや、私としたことが肝心なことを言い忘れていたのを思い出してね。まったく年は取りたくないものだよ。
Just don't stare off in the distance. Tell me quickly.
ああ、そうだな。実はアイドルアカデミー大賞にノミネートされたユニットのプロデューサーは主催者である IAU、 すなわちアイドルアカデミー連合協会から1年間のハリウッド研修に派遣されるのだよ。
What? I'll be going to Hollywood for a year?
その通り。本場のショービジネスやスターのマネジメントについて学ぶ素晴らしいチャンスだ。まあそれもノミネートされればの話だがね。ぜひ選ばれるよう頑張ってくれたまえ。
Well, I guess I understand. I'm going to Hollywood for trading? I don't know. This is really getting big all of a sudden. No, the president's right, and that's only if we get nominated successfully. For now, though, let's move forward together with Mikotoy toward the goal in front of us. This week's closer remark is on the actual upper right-hand menu that I haven't been talking about, that's been existing and not existing for the whole project. It's our name and how we're doing. It's our status bar. You can see that we have 4 parts to it that I'm going to explain. You don't really need the name, do you? You know what the name is. I mean, you probably named your unit something. We have image level, which is made from level 1 to level 16, made from base statistics. I'll go over that in a second. Your image stats, which is your unit stats, which determines how well they perform. Your memory level, which is the memories and the jobs and communications used for the memory bombs. And unity, or how well the aisles are getting along. We'll go over each one by one section. Image level is used in your final report to grade you, made up of the total of your stats base values. It has no real in-game use except to judge where you are. It's like a level in an RPG. Yeah, you're level 5, but what does that mean? What does it mean to be level 5 in an RPG? It just means you're level 5. Does it mean you do more damage? Because that would mean your strength or magic stat would mean that, wouldn't it? Isn't the level just a level number? And the stats make what you can do? Yeah, that's what it is. Just a number. The approximate translation of the level names are on the table to the left. Image level is based off the unit's base statistics. This means your starting stats plus training, costumes, accessories, and anything else won't count. So that means your base plus any training you've done, basically. In prior games, this was different, as costumes and accessories did count. By the end game, you want 14 to 16 on normal, or a level 16 on hyper for your producer rank. That'll be for later entry. Next up is the image stats. This is the most important thing to keep an eye on. Remember why I said just a little bit ago that your level's just a level and your stats are what matter? This is your attack, defense, and all that. Stats are color-coded for your convenience when selecting a costume, song, or even during songs. Vocal is red, and is the best stat for Chihaya, Haruka, and Takane by default. Visual is noted by yellow, is the best stat for Miki and Yukio by default. And dance is noted as blue, as the best stat for Makoto, Hibiki, Mami, and Yuyoi by default. Base stats are the brighter part of the bar and max out at 60% of the full bar, which means you see that little gray behind the 3 stats? That's the full bar. It can only go up to 60%. The rest you have to do by costume. The higher the bar, then the higher your score. A max out bar can hit 300 points easily if I mathed it right. Per note. And this is for my past rounds. And as you saw earlier, the formula for scoring is score times image stat times interest rate. At high levels, you can easily hit high scores with 4 notes. For instance, we're using an image stat of 50, and say our interest rate is 1.5 starting, and we lose 0.1, which we can do, and I will show later. So you get 50 times 1.5, 50 times 1.49, 50 times 1.48, and 50 times 1.47. It's 75, 74.5, 74, and 73.5 for a total of 297 over 4 notes. We got higher than that, and I was even playing right for my playstyle. I was playing completely wrong for my playstyle. I still got higher than that 297 and 4 notes. But however, at image stat 250, the same 4, same interest rate, 375, 372.5, 370, and 367.5 for 1,485 over 4 notes. Dang. And by the way, base stats are raised by training your idols, and the costumes are bought and earned throughout multiple playthroughs for some sets. This is why I did a New Game Plus for instead of just a regular new game, because it would basically lock us into a bad ending. Because our stats would not be high enough. Yes, the game expects you to do multiple playthroughs. In fact, it expects by the end of the game to have done at least 9 playthroughs, 1 for each girl. Surprising, right? Next up is memory level, the memories of your idols that bring out their talents. There are 5 levels, go from level 1 to level 5, with level 1 being 1 memory bomb, also called a memory appeal. At 2 you get 2, 3 you get 3, 4 you get 4, 5 you get 5. Well, you know what I mean. A memory bomb is when used, hits immediately as if you hit each image stat at the same time. If you get 3 bads like I did in this video, you lose a lot of points. I lost 30 points for that bad memory bomb. So judgment is key. The person name in the upper left hand corner of the screen when you use the memory is the person appealing. However, if you hit L1 right after and then use another, you will do a duo appeal. If you're really cheeky and you hit it again after doing the duo appeal, you'll do a trio appeal. This can be very costly though. However, you will see increased benefits for each appeal. So a duo will get you a little bit more of a bonus over a single. Well, I should say 2 singles. When at a festival, you will damage your rival's voltage meter with these. We will go over this later on week 10 when we actually get into our first festival. The last thing to note is that memory bombs do raise all 3 stats interest rates back to 1.1. In case you need that extra bonus or you've done like I did and lowered them all to 70. Yes, there is uses for the memory appeal, saving things. How do we raise our memory level? We have been. When we do jobs and promotions like in week 1 and get a perfect communication, we raise our memory by a little bit. You see that there's a little bit of a solid chunk in our meter. That was from week 1. Obviously, you get less for a good, less for an okay, less, and almost nothing for a bad if you don't lose anything. So you always want to try for a perfect. We will always try to get perfect communications. That's going to be one of the goals. It's not that hard. I have all the things I need for perfect communication at every step. You also get events that automatically add memory. They'll come up in the later half of the game, especially after we've chosen our permanent leader. That's right, we can always change our leader up until a certain point. Well, there's actually 3 transition points where you can. Week 1, and then there's 2 other weeks where you can choose a different leader. We won't be changing now. There's also the chance of a random event happening where there's a sudden communication after a job or something They'll raise your memory as well. You will see these as we go, maybe. Sometimes I get one, sometimes I get none, sometimes I get a bunch. It's random. This ability will tie us right into our last object because it affects this. Denketsu, or Unity. It's not just a song, Katamari Damacy. It's probably the second most important thing to raise. As when you use a burst appeal, it takes over for up to 10 beats. During this, you'll boost points heavily depending on your level, your Unity score. The score during a burst appeal is Unity times interest times 2. If we use Chihaya in the PS3 version as an example with 1.5, 1.45, and a visual of 0.95, which would be her wheelhouse basically, and we had a Lakey max of 499 Unity, the score would be 13,224 points for 10 beats. Here's everyone under that example. You can see that in the chart I put everybody, not just their example burst total, but the actual pattern that they use. Remember when I told you they nerfed Chihaya? And how Chihaya and Hibiki are still broken? I stand by that. Yeah, you can see how much damage they can do. In fact, if you have a vocal dance or a visual vocal, they still break things. They still break things. Because as long as you had their strongest 2 skills, they just keep boosting those 2 and then it goes off kilter quickly. If you can get 3 bursts in a song and get them perfectly, you would get theoretical 39,000 approximately just for the 3 sections alone. This isn't including chain or anything else. Depending on who you have burst. Just like memory bombs, the person listed on L1 is the person who appeals. So if I left it on Miki, I got that combo of visual, vocal, dance, visual, vocal, visual. However, if I switch to Makoto, which I might do later on, I can get dance, visual, vocal, dance, visual, vocal, dance, which is 13,124 points, which is the same as Yayoi. So by using Miki, I was hindering myself in that setup, in that example. Remember that this is just the example numbers. This is why I'm focusing on dance and visual, because look at Miki's vocal, but look at dance and visual. Aha! Now you see where the gameplay comes in and why I'm not focusing on vocal too much. I'm focusing on the 2 stats that will help me in the longer run. Why would you train a mage in strength if there's no benefit, right? I mean, there are people that do train all 3 stats. There's people that train 2. There's people that only focus on 1. There are 3 different play styles. After an appeal, your interest rates will be set to 0.7 times burst success count times 0.1. So Miki on a perfect streak of 10, the new rate would be, after the burst, vocal will be at 1, visual at 1.2, and dance will be at 0.9. Miko Toy can use a higher visual to boost dance for higher scoring. So I could go, say, visual, get dance all the way up to 1.5, and try to keep that hovering, and when I start to get close, I can hit a couple vocals, hit visual back up, and do it again. Now, the big question you're going to ask is, how do we get this unity, right? Well, when the week starts, you'll get, depending on which one you're under the following. Under normal conditions, you'll get +4, which we have been getting. But when the unit status is highly motivated, it'll be +5. I'll go over that when we get to that happening to us, or anything that would require us to talk about that. However, if our idols are fatigued, the unity score increase becomes +1 or +2 instead of +4, +5. I'll explain that again when we get something that requires us, though I can guarantee you it will not be fatigued. I'm not going to get fatigued. I am protected against fatigue with my playstyle. The way we are doing things, we are going to be protected against it. If you're a speedrunner, you've probably seen fatigue status a few times. Yes, people have ran this game. Other things that will increase Unity. A new song announcement. 2 per song for a total of 10 because we get 5 songs during the playthrough. So that's a free 10 points. Correct cheer and correct answers on geography quizzes give us a +2. Yeah, so when we went fight on, that was +2 to our Unity. Yeah, that was actually useful. If we do a lesson, some shopping, or take a day off, we get +1. Note that doing a lesson and a job on the same week makes the actual count a +3. So we can get 8 already if we do that right. Highly motivated, +3, that makes 8. There is one other thing. When the fan count for an area crosses the following totals, we get a fan letter that'll give us +5 Unity. These goals are 5,000, 15,000, 30,000, 60,000, and 100,000. However, this is a 1 per week limit. So if we cross 2 different thresholds in 2 different regions, we only get +5. So that's the only downside of using national auditions, that if we cross 2 thresholds at the same time, we don't get the full Unity. But to get 13 points a week, that's pretty good. Oh, and don't even think on cheesing this by letting the fan count drop and go up at a line. The game will not handle that. And it will not give you the +5. It's not going to work. It's going to outplay you. Also, in addition to the above, you can get fan letters for other reasons, but it's unknown if they will do anything for Unity or how they trigger. This is not just me saying it. This is actually anything I've looked up that they said nothing. And with that, we're going to close out this week here. What will happen next week? Find out then. Hope you have fun. See you on the next one.